So, Brandy, do you need to be professional in intro?
I mean, if we're going to do a professional intro, by all means. Although, this guy literally needs no introduction whatsoever. Wiz Khalifa is in the literal house.
What's happening?
Who's more stoned in this moment, you or my mother?
Y'all smoke more than me, yo. Y'all be like nonstop.
No,
y'all be
that's
back
you.
to back. All right, cool. I'll take it then. I'm the most stoned then. Me.
Because honestly, I think when you and Molly and you guys did 23, I think she was out smoking everyone.
She was. I always tell this story of how much she surprised me and how like down she was smoked to, like she was back then.
I know
she still is, but it's like
no, she doesn't smoke anymore.
Oh, she don't smoke no more? She quit?
She quit.
Damn, how long she quit for?
A couple of years, yeah.
But she's not going back?
I'm like, wow.
You holding it down for her then.
Oh my gosh. Well, obviously, like anybody that's a Cyrus fan knows Wiz from working with Miley. 23, honestly, to this day, it's one of my favorite songs Miley's ever done or been a part of. I DJ and I play it in almost every single one of my sets. It goes so hard. Everybody loves that song. Truly, like, why didn't we like make that song do more with that than we did?
Do I have to say? Because everybody else is stupid. And I'm telling you, I'll never forget at first, somebody was like, I'm not going to name names, but I heard that song and I was like, holy crap, this is the biggest song in the world. Like this song is such a smash. And they're like, I know, but I don't know if she should do that song. And I'm like, are you out of your freaking mind? I literally thought it should be like her first single. It ended up being on Mike's record. But to this day, by far, it's my favorite song she's ever done.
Yeah, it was crazy, man, because I was in a strange part of my career where I was underground, but I was just starting to cross over. So like all the kids knew about me, but like mainstream people didn't know about me yet. So it was more like a risk to have somebody like me on that song because I was brand new. I hadn't crossed over. And Miley being such an OG and like, you know what I mean, having such a huge platform, that did a lot. You know what I mean? It stamped a lot for me. And I could see why somebody would be shaky on, like, you know, releasing that as her record. They're like, why would we do this? You know what I mean? But it sounded good. It was a great moment.
It was.
And for us, like, our community and the underground and the bloggers and everybody, bro, like, that shit was huge for us, yo.
It really, I mean, it was freaking massive. And honestly, even on, on Banger's tour.
Oh, yeah.
It, by far, was the biggest song every single night.
Damn.
Yeah. It really
It's
was.
a fan favorite, yo. Like,
Totally.
She flew me out to Lollapalooza to perform it in Chicago. And and I perform it on my tour too. Like even now, I think that song is like, what, 10 years old?
Just now 10 years.
Yeah, I still do that shit during my set.
Really?
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, it's still, I mean, like I remember at Lollapalooza, I mean, there were like, you could not see the end. It was a sea of people.
I was actually in the crowd for that.
Oh, I remember.
I wanted to see the show from out in the crowd. People went so hard for
I've
that
never
song.
seen anything like it.
It was so, especially when you came out, like everybody just
Oh
went
my
crazy.
gosh. It was like, that was such a special moment.
It was iconic, yeah.
I'm definitely happy to be a part of that song. Like,
so you know what? That video shoot took so long. Y'all were there so late, but I don't think you know this. I was supposed to play the hot teacher.
okay.
Oh boy.
Well, what happened?
I got tired of waiting and went home.
That is the most Tish thing I've ever
My
heard.
came to me and he goes, you have to play the hot teacher. And I'm like, yes. And I'm all excited and like 7 p.m. And I'm like, nah.
So who ended up doing it?
Nobody.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up to 7 p.m. was late.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my God.
I'm in bed by 9. I'm like, honestly, I just cannot. But I regret that decision.
Damn.
Yeah.
We'll run it back.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get another opportunity.
What's an average day like for you, Wiz? What time do you get up? How do you start your day?
Well, I have a 10-year-old son.
Right.
So my day starts with him, getting him ready for school at like 6 in the morning.
Ooh, that's early.
Yeah, super duper early. But he's like one of those kids where he needs my attention. He wants me to do his hair. He wants, you know, he's forgetting his hoop shorts or he's got to make sure he got that. So it's like we got our little routine that we make sure we good in the morning. I get him off to school. Then I usually do like social media shit, like being a fucking Can I cuss on here?
Oh,
Yes, you
yeah.
can.
I know I'm smoking weed, but like being a fucking content creator is a full-time job.
You're telling me.
And nobody can do it the way that I want it done. So I fucking just micromanage everything. Like I've always had.
I can tell.
Yeah, I've always had my own accounts. Like I started my own Twitter back then and Instagram and YouTube. I started out editing my own videos and all of that. So it's just a, process of how things are nowadays. And you just got to cross everything through each platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's a full-time job. I wake up, I do that from 8 till about 10.
And do you really do most of the creative and like you actually do it yourself?
Like you come up with all the ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, I come up with the ideas. I edit the majority of it. Or if I'm not sitting there editing it myself, I'm giving the notes on it like back and forth until that shit gets right. Everything, artwork, mixes on music, everything. Like I'm completely involved when it comes to my brand. So that takes a few hours, and then I'll go work out because I'm into my fitness. I always got to work out every day, at least 5 days a week. So that's from noon till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Then I come back home. I kick it with my son after school, make sure he's good, take a nap. Then I go to the studio, and I'm in the studio from 9 till about 3 or 4 in the morning. And then I just go to bed and start back again.
So you only get a few hours of sleep.
Yeah, I get 2 or 3 hours at night. And then I get a hour, maybe hour and a half nap during the day.
Mom, tell them how much you sleep.
Oh, yeah, I need full 10 hours.
I wish.
I need a full 10.
I would be 7 feet tall if I slept 10 hours. Because you grow in your sleep.
I know.
That, right? Yeah, I would be hella tall. I'm already am, but I would be way taller.
I mean, honestly, I do that is just so incredible to me that you can. Okay, I'm going to ask you this too. When you get up, do you smoke as soon as you're up?
As soon as I wake up.
Wake and bake.
Yep.
Yeah, first thing I do.
See, so many people are just I always steal because I feel so judged by people about smoking like I do. And so I don't know, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And I could absolutely function as my best self stoned. But I just feel so much judgment for people. And I'm
Really?
just learning to not care about that.
Yeah.
But I actually feel like I didn't smoke pot when I had kids. I didn't start smoking until I was 46.
That's awesome.
And so, but I think I would have been a better parent if I would have smoked then. I think I would have been I don't know, school projects. I would have
More
felt
tolerant.
more
You would have
fun
been
and
much more
tolerated where I
tolerant.
was just ugh, And so I really do wish I had smoked then.
Yeah, it helps a lot. I think we have an advantage to be able to function on pot. Some people, it makes them sleepy. Some people, it makes them nervous, blah, blah, blah. But from what you're saying, it enhances your experience.
She doesn't smoke at all. And she will tell me, you are so much better
so much
when you
Yeah,
smoke.
yeah. That's how I am. I don't not smoke. I'm always smoking. I'm always smoking.
I don't I don't get up and smoke a whole joint, but I like to get up and take a couple puffs.
That's cool.
And then throughout the day, that's what I'll do. It's
Yeah, that's
Well,
And
it's funny if you start to get stressed, you're like, I need some weed.
That's cool. Yeah.
She
Hell yeah.
knows.
Let me just smoke real quick. Even if it's just a few puffs.
Everything's better.
Everything is better. Your eyes feel warm, your hands feel tingly. You can make better decisions.
Right?
Yeah.
My decision making is so much better now that I smoke weed.
Yeah.
This is so great that now I'm starting to understand myself.
Yeah, you're a real pothead.
Yeah.
For sure.
I always say I do not by any means say that weed is for everyone.
Right.
Not at all.
Uh-huh.
But for me personally, it has just been the best thing ever.
It's the shit.
It really is.
I agree with you on the parenting aspect. It definitely gives me a lot of patience. I'm super chill when it comes to my son. I don't yell at him. I don't scream at him. But when I get stern, I get stern. That don't matter with the weed.
Yeah.
Are you big on
the weed
rules
doesn't
or no?
affect that. I'm big on just experiencing life, man. We have rules. I think my biggest rule is just handle your business when it's time to. And whatever his little job is, whether it's participating in school, I'm you don't even have to do the best in school, but just as long as you participate, that's what I want to see get done. And he's a smart kid, so he does great. But yeah, it's just what my real expectations are. I don't expect him to be like, perfect or anything like that. I just, I want to go through things. I want him to be able to talk to me about stuff and not be afraid to, fill me in on the difficult things and, just be able to experience life with him as opposed to just being like, do this, do that, I think it's a more benefit as a kid and a parent to just live life with them as opposed to like dictating how that shit goes.
That makes sense.
I was just saying that about like, we just did call her daddy. I know you did that as well.
Yep.
Love Alex. And we were talking about, she was like, you were so much more strict on me than you were Molly. And I said, but I think with Molly, the one thing with her was because she, started making her own money at 12 on Hannah Montana. Like Molly could have moved out before she was 18. And then I would have lost all control. And so because I wanted to keep her at home and like stay in there as long as I could with her. Because I mean, we see what happens when there's not a parent like involved with children and, it's a lot. But with Molly, she lived at home till she was 18. And so I don't know. It was just for me with her, I raised her differently because like with Brandy, there were so many rules. And with Molly, she told me everything. And I started being like, oh, like this is so much better that my child isn't afraid to tell me like anything. And trust me, there's times Molly tells me way too much. I'm like, girl, that is way too much all the time. Yeah. But I loved it. And I think that honestly, as a parent, that's the best thing you can do for your kid. Yep. And no judgment. Like I would say, I do not agree with you in any way, but I love you. And I want you to be able to tell me like, it doesn't matter that you love them no matter what.
Yep. Yeah, that's super important.
Yeah.
He just had a basketball game. And
how old is he?
He's 10. He'll be 11 this month. It was his first basketball game. And I'm screaming for him, just yelling. He's missing shots. And I'm like, it's cool, man. It's all good. Just like trying to reassure him, like, bro, I still love you. You good. Like, I'm your number one fan. You always gonna have my voice in the back of your head, like screaming for you, like, So.
I love that you're so hands-on like that.
Oh, for sure.
That was Molly during cheerleading. She did competition cheerleading. And, they could do individual things. And I do not care, like, what place they came in. I always had a trophy for Molly. Hell yeah. And so Molly talks about it all the time. My mom got me trophies even when we were, like, last place. Because, like you said, I want you to participate and try your best. And you just give it everything you've got. And she always did. Yep. And I was like, you deserve a trophy. And she just got 2 more.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that confidence, like, it comes out too. Like how she got on stage and was like, oh, y'all gonna act like y'all don't know this song.
Like for real.
Yeah, because like somebody who wasn't confident wouldn't be able to do that.
Totally.
But she was able to, because she has your voice in her head telling her like, you got a trophy. It don't matter what these people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I was so glad she did that because you know how it is at a lot of elevation.
Oh, man.
It's like, you're too cool for school to get up and you want to get up and dance. Yeah. So I was so glad she called it out.
I was super excited. It made me happy as a performer. I always loved her performances. Her voice is amazing. Her attitude is amazing. But while the show was going on, I was telling somebody how difficult it is to perform in those environments because it's so stiff. And like everybody's just staring at you. And when you perform, you got to get in your zone. You got to be in the Holy Ghost. You got to be feeling it.
Serious.
You got to be able to roll your eyes and crack a smile. And she did that. She made the room uncomfortable by being herself.
I love it.
And that was the best performance that she could have gave.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is really so true. I think more than anything, like she got such a buzz after the Grammys. And I think it's not because she won the Grammys.
Right.
I think it is truly how she made people feel in the room.
Yeah, she's real.
It was completely just Molly.
Yeah, yeah.
It was honestly, Molly, like, blows everything off too. It's like no biggie. And like, I literally was emotional for like 2 days. Because like the feeling in the rooms at those things can be so weird.
Right.
But in that moment when Molly was on stage, the room felt like one.
That's good.
And I'm like, oh, she just won.
Yeah. She used the superpowers.
Yeah.
She brought them together.